Hi everyone, welcome back to the Kia Hyundai channel. My name is Gabby. I will be joined with Charlotte in just a couple minutes. We're going to be reviewing the 2022 Sorento X-Line and the 2022 Sorento LX Premium. Both of these vehicles are side by side in the model lineup. So this is one below, so not side by side. This is one below the X-Line and this is one above the base model. They're both packed with features, packed with tech, but they do have some differences. We're going to talk about what those differences are and which one might be right for your family or for you. So I'm going to start off with the LX Premium because I am matching. You'll see Charlotte in just a second. She's also matching the X-Line. So on the exterior, we have some beautiful LED headlights. You can see the bright beam over there. That also will be your turn signal. So when you hit your signal, that will turn to an amber light, and they're very bright, very sharp. The cutoff at nighttime is fantastic. And styling elements, you see a lot of chromes on the LX Premium, so some bright chrome down there. In your actual grille, it is a black, but on camera it does pick up more silver-ish. New Kia logo on the front grille, some black accents down here. This paint color is called Pacific Blue. It is very nice. Once we come around to the side here, the sun is super bright, so you'll get a good look at the sparkle in the paint. So very metallic-y, sparkly, beautiful. Your wheels, they're 18-inch machine finished alloys. I really like the design. It looks almost like a starfish, but not in a bad way. And you got your black and light gray accents. On the side over here, we have that satiny chrome come into play as well. Body colored mirrors with a little bit of black accents on the bottom and your turn signal indicator there as well too. We'll come along the side, more satin chrome along your windows and your pillars. A nice little accent there. There's your wheels again. For specs on this vehicle, you have a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, non-turbo. That's going to be one of your major differences going to the X-Line. Horsepower is 191 horsepower with 181 pound-feet of torque. Towing capacity is 2,000 pounds when properly equipped. We'll take a look inside. They have the same trunk space. I'll just show you this real quick. Open it up. It is not a power lift gate, but it is hydraulic, so you saw, super easy to use, barely had to lift a finger. This is a 7-seater as well too, so you have a bench seat in the middle and then 2 seats in the back. When these seats are folded down, you have a lot of trunk space, but when they are up, you have about here. I will fold them up in a second, but first I just want to show you what's on the side over there. So I'll have Charlotte pan over. You have your rear AC controls, so a dial there that you can adjust the fan speed, and it will just blow whatever temperature air you're controlling from the front. You also have USBs and that, do you see those 2 little buttons that say second? That's to fold down your second row. So I'm going to give those a press, and you'll see just how easy it is to knock down your second row. So if you're putting a big heavy load in here, you can do it all without having to go around and knock everything down yourself. Now to bring them back up, you do have to do it yourself though. You win some, you lose some. Then over here, we got some more cargo space. So a nice little pocket there. Charlotte mentioned in our live yesterday that, I mean, you can put some ice in there, some drinks, have a little barbecue, a little fiesta. And then on the side over here, we also have our kit for your spare tire, which is located underneath the vehicle. We won't show you that today, just because our floor is not so clean. We'll close this up, and I want to show you something else that's located on the back of the vehicle. Sorry about the plate. Down here, we got our parking sensors. So as you back into something or close to something like this wall back here, it will start beeping. That is something you can turn on or off if you do not like it. Then we'll come around to the side. Another thing I want to point out, the all-wheel drive badge. Both these vehicles are equipped with all-wheel drive. It is standard in the Kia Sorento. It's primarily front-wheel drive until you actually need it, but you do have drive modes where you can select between snow, mud, or sand. That will change the torque distribution. Come along and show you the back seats over here. So these are cloth seats, very plush and comfy, almost like a couch. And I did fold the other one down, but you can see this one straight up. I will take a seat and show you what it's like over here. Lots of legroom, a ton of headroom. So this is a very comfy vehicle. This is where I would typically sit. I was the last one to drive this vehicle. I don't sit too close to the steering wheel, believe it or not, and I got a lot of legroom. Something about these pockets, you do have a leather pocket where you can put, if you're leaving your car and you have a laptop or an iPad or something in the car, just so no one can see what's in there, and you do have a mesh pocket as well too. Back here you do have air vents as well. a USB on the bottom, a 12 volt on the bottom, and USBs built into the backs of the seats. So a lot of tech. And will come out as well. You can see on the side cup holders. So these are adjustable, so they have a little spring there to go with your smaller water bottles, your window controls, and this nice little metallic garnish on the side. Something I really like about the Sorento is there's lots of handles, so it makes getting in and out very easy, especially if you have someone going into the back. There's a lot of kind of grapple places to hold. We'll close this up. And I'll show you the front of the vehicle. So this little button on the side here, one of my favorite buttons that Kia has. Most vehicles or manufacturers have this. Basically, if you have a push-to-start vehicle, so something without a key, you can walk up to this, just have your key in your pocket, in your purse, wherever, in your jacket. Press this, it'll unlock the car. Press it again, it'll lock it. So every time I enter or leave my vehicle, I do that. It's already unlocked anyway, so I don't have to do anything. And I'll just hop in and show you what we got. So on the side here, we have all our window controls. You have an express up and down window right over there. So just for your driver's side window, window locks, your mirror controls, and your lock and unlock button. You can see the metallic garnish also transfers to the front of the vehicle. Here we have our brightness selector, so you can adjust the brightness of your screen. Your lane keep assist, so if you have that on, you'll have an icon on the dash over there. That's just gonna keep you centered in your lane. Now, if you start to veer out of it, it will give you an alert and it will adjust you. You can change that to only being a warning, so only alert, or you can turn it off completely just by pressing that button there. And on your steering wheel, on the side here, we have all our media controls, your Bluetooth controls, your volume controls. On the right, you have your cruise control and your lane follow assist. So a lot of people get this feature confused with that feature because lane assist, lane assist, lane assist. This one is different in the sense that it will actually steer for you. So if you're on the highway, if you're on just a regular road, it will actually take the curve of the road for you, not just keep you in your lane, but follow it for you. So that's the difference there in simplest terms. On the light switch as well too, I just want to point out it does have automatic high beam assist. So what that is if you have your high beams on at night and another car comes by, it will shut them off because these lights are very bright. You will blind people. You can turn that off if blinding people is your goal though. Just a side note. I'll have Charlotte come around to the other side and we'll show you what else is in the vehicle. All right, I'll turn off the climate. So in your center screen here, this is going to be exactly the same in the X-Line. Honestly, the front of the vehicle or the driver and passenger area look exactly the same with a difference of one feature, which Charlotte will go into. I will start with your screen here. So this is an 8-inch touchscreen display, and it does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have actual buttons for your radio, your media. This little star here is a favorite button, so it's empty when you first get the vehicle, but you can set it to be whatever you'd like. So if you want it to be a shortcut to your phone settings or a shortcut to, I don't know, whatever you want, that's what it can be. And then you have Seek, Track, Setup. So Setup is going to be your date and time, your Bluetooth connection, so to add new phones, delete old phones, all of that. You have your tune, your volume, and everything else just located there. Over here, we get into climate control. So this does have automatic climate control. What that means is I can set it to whatever I like, so 24 degrees, for example, and you can have it be in auto. So right now it's on auto low. There's a medium and a high. It's just going to take me 24 degrees, the lowest fan setting. So it's going to be the quietest. If I go to 3, it'll take me there a lot faster, but it will be a bit noisy. Over here we have our fan speeds if you want to do it manually, temperature manually, AC, recirculated air, fresh air, and then your AC in the rear. If you don't have any rear passengers or you don't have any pets or anything over there, you can have it shut off so you're not blowing air back there. Charlotte also has her own climate control in here, so she can set it to whatever she likes based on how she's feeling that day. Over here we have 2 regular USB ports, so for fast charging, and then one in the center. That's going to be for connectivity if you want to play music from a device. Here we also have a wireless phone charger. It's a little hard to see. I'm sorry, the lighting today is outrageous. We are filming at the crack of dawn, so very, very bright outside. We have 2 heated seats, so for driver and passenger with 3 different levels for both. Our drive mode select is down here, so you have comfort, eco, sport, and smart. Also, I'll go into terrain modes. So you have snow, mud, and sand. And that will change the all-wheel drive. Down here we have our heated steering wheel button, so this vehicle is very much winter ready for Canada. A parking camera if you just want to look at your camera while you're parked. So there you go. Your downhill assist, your parking sensors if you want them off, so if you don't like the beep 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 you can have them shut off, and your auto stop and start. That's about it for what we have in the front of the vehicle. It's, like I said, the same as what's in the X-Line. But Charlotte will show you the main features that are different in the X-Line, starting now.
Hey everyone, so now it's my turn, and I get to do the X-Line because it's in this beautiful Aruba green, and I am wearing my not Aruba green today, so we match, or at least coordinate. We're in the same color family. I went ahead and I did pop up the hood, that way we can take a look at one of the key differences. This vehicle, it is going to be the entry line to the turbo engine, as Gabby mentioned. So what we have in this vehicle is we have a 2.5 liter turbo 4-cylinder GDI engine, and when it comes to specs, looking at horsepower, for horsepower we're at 281 RPM, and that gives us 311 foot-pounds of torque as well. So definitely a lot more powerful than Gabby's vehicle over here, so that's going to be your first kind of major difference when it comes to this vehicle. So I'm going to put the hood down, and then we'll do a walk around of the vehicle. We'll take a look at some of the styling differences. Should have given a warning before because that was really close to my mic, so if that was super loud for you guys, I'm very, very sorry. When it comes to some of the hardware and the tech features in this vehicle, they are going to be very similar. On the front, we still do have the same LED headlight units. Again, this is going to turn into your amber signal light as well. But when it comes to styling, you'll see on the front grille, we have more of a silver painted front grille. It is more like a graphite color, so darker, and it has a flat finish, but still gives a nice sheen. So lots of dimension when looking at the grille. It's not just, you know, straight chrome or anything like that. It is different. We also have the same thing on the skid plate on the front and the rear. So that's one of the main differences as well. Okay, so we're going to come around to the side. We did just have to cut that clip because the vehicle started to beep just because we have had it on, not with the engine running and with all of the lights in accessory mode for a while. But let's come around and let's take a look at the tires. So one of the key differences as well on the outside is you're going to get 2 extra inches of height from the bottom. So you've got 20-inch wheels as opposed to the 18, and they are this beautiful machine alloy graphite color. I really like these wheels. I think they add, again, to go with the overall rugged feel that this vehicle has, especially in the Aruba green, and it ties in nicely with the grille and the other accents that we have. So speaking of accents, you do have your X-Line badging, and again, the details, instead of it just being regular silver chrome, it is that graphite color with your X-Line. We do have some lovely black mirrors as well, and you do have your turn signal marker on the side mirror too, so that is the same as the LX Premium. On this side, you do have body colored door handles. We already talked about the mirrors, and they're black. And then that same feature where you're able to just press the button and lock and unlock your vehicle. One of the main things up at the top is, if you saw this vehicle in the beginning and saw them side by side, you're probably thinking, wow, you know, this vehicle, the X-Line, is a lot taller. It does have these nice ladder style roof racks on top. Again, going with the more utility rugged vibe of this vehicle. As we come around to the rear is very, very similar. There's not too much of a difference other than we do have, again, the same plate down at the bottom. I totally just kicked that instead of motioning it to it with my foot. On the back, the lights are not LEDs. They are just bulbs back here. You still do have your all-wheel drive badging. This vehicle, again, it still is all-wheel drive. And then, as Gabby showed, you have your parking sensors all along the rear. Because a lot of your tech and safety features, they're going to remain the same. We will look at some of the key differences actually in the cabin of the vehicle, but as far as safety, as far as tech goes, a lot of it is going to be very similar. So now we can work our way up. All right, so now I'm sitting in the best seat in the vehicle, the driver's seat, and as we kind of have an overview of the vehicle, I'll have Gabby pan just to give you guys, familiarize you with your surroundings. That way you don't feel disoriented. But a lot of what you see is going to be very similar to the layout in the LX Premium. As we come over to the steering wheel, of course, you still have your dash set up the same way. You still over here have your talking and communication controls, and then your driving controls with cruise control and everything like that on this side. One of the differences though is you'll see that we do have paddle shifters in this vehicle. This is the first one for the Sorento that has paddle shifters, and that is because this is the 8-speed wet type dual clutch transmission. And now because it's got the turbo engine, when it comes to fuel economy, it is going to perform better than the LX Premium. On the highway, it's at 8.7 liters per 100 kilometers, and in the city, it's 10.9 liters per 100 kilometers. We are in Canada, so we do use 100 kilometers. So if you're in the States, I trust that you can do that conversion. But that definitely does help with the highway driving. As we kind of look over here into the infotainment center, again, we still have this 8-inch screen here. But when you look at it, it looks a lot bigger, and that's because it's surrounded by this piano black. So it makes it look like it's one cohesive unit, but you still get the nice benefit of having buttons. I always like to ask people if they like the touchscreen type buttons or if they like the physical buttons. So if you are team buttons, this is definitely the vehicle for you. It's got them. Same setup when it comes to climate control. You still have the auto function, recirculated air, and you have AC in the back as well. So that is super nice. And then down here, still have a wireless charger, still have your heated seats, gear shift, your drive modes as well, which is going to change the torque distribution. Now, something that this vehicle does have is it does have an electronic parking brake, and that's located in the center console. So if you want that to be engaged, you just have to flip up. You may have actually heard it because the door is open, but that is how you engage it. You still have heated steering wheel, auto hold, downhill. You have your parking camera there, the sensors, which Gabby showed, and we got to take a look at these ones on the rear, and then also your idle stop and go. I struggled to get that one out. These seats as well, have Gabby show her seat. In the front, they are silk cloth. We don't quite have leather yet. And then now we can head into the back seat. All right, so this is going to be one of your other major differences. The Sorento X-Line, it is only a 6-seater. You do lose that extra seat in the middle, but you do get the advantage of having captain's chairs. So if you really prefer having more space to walk through in the back, maybe you consistently have 6 people or 5 people in this vehicle, this is going to be a really good move for you. And then again, it looks very sporty, rugged on the inside too, because it does kind of have everything lined up. Almost like a little bit of a plane. I think planes are very rugged. Whether or not anybody else does, hey, teach their own, I guess. It is very comfortable back here. Some of the tech features we have is you're going to have your AC back here, so you do have vents coming back, which is very comfortable. You have a USB here for quick charging, also 12 volt, and then there are 2 USB ports here. So both of the passengers in this second row of seats, they do have USBs. And then we have the same leather pocket and cargo pocket, which I like that there's the 2, because depending on what you want to do, this one's a little bit more stretchy, but this one obviously is better, like what Gabby said, for hiding laptops, iPads, more expensive things that way. And now we will take a look at the trunk. All right, everyone, so last stop, taking a look on this vehicle, on the X-Line. So still no power lift tailgate. We don't quite have that yet. So same as on the LX Premium. We do have the 3rd row of seats up, so you can see that there's 2 seats back here. When it comes to cargo space in the rear, obviously you don't have as much when the 3rd row is up when you do when it's down. That just makes sense. You still have enough here where you can still, set your groceries out in bags. And then of course you still have the same pocket. If you've heard me talk about the Sorento, my dream is to turn this into a cooler, specifically on this vehicle, because I think it just fits the vibe. It's immaculate. You still have, your same spare tire tools here as well. So now we're going to put these seats down. They are really easy to put down. I'm not very big and I'm not very strong, but they're nice and easy to fold down. Oop, there we go. And then in the back, you still have the same features as in the LX Premium. You're still going to have USBs. You still have a 12 volt and then also air control, climate controls. And then as you can see, you have that same second row button. So even though we have the captain's chairs, they're still able to fold down at the touch of a button. So yes, you still do have to lift a finger, but it's not very hard. So now you can see that that seat is all the way down. All right, everyone, so that's going to conclude our walk around and the head-to-head comparison of the Sorento LX Premium and the Sorento X-Line. So there are some key differences between these vehicles. Of course, the X-Line is packed with a little bit more power, but it does have less seats, whereas the LX Premium, you do have that benefit of having the 7 seats. Something also that is really nice about these vehicles is that they have very similar tech and safety features. So if that's something that's your main goal that you want to look at, then maybe the LX Premium is best for you. But if you really want to go for that rugged appearance, more power, then I would probably lean more towards the X-Line. When it comes down to MSRP, there is a difference. The LX Premium is priced at $37,095 MSRP, and that is in Canada. And then, of course, the X-Line is going to be $40,095, and that's the MSRP on that vehicle. We are a real dealership located here in Brantford, Ontario, so by all means, if you have any questions about Kia or Hyundai product, we're going to have a link in the description box below for you guys to check out because we would love to answer your questions. As always, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye.